Like one thing that you have to consider is you got to make sure the video plays, and I have to imagine maybe there's um, some power perspectives that you have to make sure are set up so you can, make sure you have your monitors are plugged in, and then, any Wi-Fi. What if the Wi-Fi is not working well? Do you have any tips just as far as, making sure that you're able to play your video at the trade show?
That's a, those are some valid things to consider. Yeah, definitely. And I always tell people this: if you have to rely on Wi-Fi, don't rely on the hotspot that you're bringing, because a lot of times these big halls, the signals don't come in very well. So don't rely on that. Always invest in the internet that the show is providing, because then you're guaranteed that you're going to get that good signal. Especially if you're doing demos, you're doing software companies that are doing demos, or you're doing something that I've seen this also. You worked very well, a real time video where they might have someone at an offsite location, and they can do almost like a Zoom call with that person to do demos, to do some Q&A, where especially if you have a big piece of equipment. You and I were talking about beforehand, it's a big piece of equipment, or maybe you have a vehicle or an airplane or something where you can't bring this thing to the show, but you can have that live feed where you're asking an engineer some questions, or they can do a demo firsthand, real time, instead of just going through a regular video, or do both, or you can do both. But yeah, to your point about the internet, definitely make sure you have good service. Make sure you're set up for the right electrical. Talk with the electrical team at the show to make sure you're getting the right voltage, and the number of outlets that you're going to need, and all that kind of stuff. And make sure you have a monitor that's big enough. I've seen companies, they'll bring the monitor that they have at their desk for their computer, and it's a 20-inch monitor, and it doesn't do anything. It gets lost in the shuffle. So make sure you have, and they're fairly inexpensive anymore, the bigger monitors. So you can buy one, or there's a lot of rental options as well. So make sure you have all that considered, and make sure you have a good spot in your booth, that you're not blocking it, it's not blocking you, that it really fits well into the design of your booth. So if you're working with a booth designer, have them mock things up, and really start to think about where are we going to stand. We have 4 people working, we're all standing in front of this monitor, now it's not as effective because we're blocking it. So a lot of those booth design considerations need to be thought through.